Okay, now it's being recorded. Okay,
Yes, I will start with my article.
please.
My article about coca. Coca is also called a fruit of chocolate, is one of the products of the coca tree, as it's produced from the seeds of the tree, and the coca tree is evergreen tree whose height ranged between 4 and height meters. Brazil, Ghana, Indonesia, Nigeria, and others where coca is one of the most important exports of these countries, and it is also considered one of the basic drinks on the countries of the world, and it is also used to the manufacture of chocolate and various types of sweets. Coca nutritional value has a high nutritional values as contains many mineral elements such as potassium, zinc, phosphorus, calcium, magnesium, copper, selenium, iron, and magnesium. It also contains carbohydrates and dietary fiber, calories, but protein, and very small percentage of cholesterol. And caffeine. Coca benefits its strengths to the immune system and prevents many diseases. It reduces the possibility of the growth and spread of cancer tumors. Also, its strengthens the blood and prevents anemia. It strengthens the kidneys and helps them to process of purifying the blood from waste and toxins.
So coca beans help the kidney, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Interesting. That's it, honey?
Yeah.
Okay. Now about the documentary.
Yeah, the documentary I start, but I didn't continue it. Actually, it speaks about the extinct shark. This shark, the scientists start to find its shape from the fossils, and they found some jaw, and they start to know about their age and study more about this shark age. And try to know more about this extincting shark.
Okay, you didn't want to continue because it was boring, or you didn't have time to watch Delian?
No, because no, actually because of the time. I missed the time and I didn't continue.
Okay,
that's
no,
all.
then maybe after the class you can continue watching that if it's interesting. What I want to say is, if it is boring, don't push yourself. Like, you can leave it and you can watch something else, or you can stop reading that article if you're not interested, and you can start with another article. Okay, thank you, Habibti. So now I will share the screen for the vocab. And I guess I asked you to write a paragraph. One second. Yeah, I don't know who this is. Someone sent me the text. 9878. That's a Bill or Hussein? Husseina Arba. Who sent me the text on WhatsApp? I haven't saved the number. I cannot find the name. Neither. You sent. Salsabel?
Where was it?
Today, maybe like a few minutes ago.
Oh no, I didn't.
You didn't. Okay, then it's somebody else. All right. Then I will just share the book so that we continue with the vocabulary. Yeah. We'll have general revision today, speaking, and I guess I asked you to use one of the columns for. No. That's not this one. That's a wrong one. Sorry. Take ages. Yes, okay, this one. Let's check this column first and then continue with. Okay, I think it's this one. Yeah, I think if I'm not mistaken, I asked you to write a paragraph and use one of the columns, maybe the first, second, third, or the fourth, or maybe like more than one. Who wants to be first?
To read it or what?
Yeah. It's okay,
yes.
you can read it.
Okay. Let me check, open it. Yeah, okay, I will start.
Mhm.
In a social experiment that includes some groups, society who have the same standards of living, educational and professional. Also, they have similar characteristics. They are idealistic and not dogmatic, as well as they are diligent and they are shrewd and they are not naive. Also, they have enough experience to describe them and supers. They are not solemn. After the study, the researcher classified it into three sections. The first categorize they are generous and standing away from extravagant. They are super and not solemn.
Okay.
The other categories, they are therapy, frugal, at the same time not stingy. They are witty and chatty, but not garrulous. The last class, they are unprincipled. They refuse to be open-minded. You can say that they are stubborn, inflexible, and immoderate. The conclusion from the experience is that that people are not alike, even though they live in similar conditions.
I like the way you combine the words. Very nice, by the way. Thank you.
Thank you.
Did you finish, or if you want to continue, you can continue. I just wanted to express my thoughts.
Yeah, that's all.
Oh, okay, thank you so much. Nice. Witty
Okay.
and chatty. Nice. And Salsabel, so you used more than one column, actually. It's good. Salsabel, do you want to start?
Yes, sure. So it's about describing someone, like, yeah?
Yes.
Okay, so I wrote about my friend. She's often diligent and generous. She tends to be obstinate sometimes, although she is tolerant with all kinds of trouble that meets her. Strangers sometimes say that she is terse and kinda brusque. What is it? Brusque. But for me, I always consider her idealistic. She always tends to make everything looks perfect, and she seeks always for perfection. And that's it.
Okay, thank you. Short, brief, but use the words that were needed. Nice, thank you so much. Okay, now let's start with the revision. I will ask random words, but let's start from the last one because I guess last one we didn't have enough time. Okay, that must be the last one. Oh, okay. This one about a given birth and so on. Okay, what do you think about cremation? What's your opinion in general? Because it's kind of tradition in some nations, and some nations are absolutely against it. So what do you think about cremation? Do you think it's fine? Talk about?
Me?
Yeah.
Just a minute. what was the word again?
Cremation, this one.
Oh, I think it's needed and necessary.
Sorry?
It's necessary.
It's necessary to burn?
I'm sorry, I can't catch.
Cremation is like when you kill, like when somebody dies. In some cultures, for example,
Oh,
gypsies usually.
in Islam, no, it doesn't work. Yeah, we don't
Okay.
allow that. I thought it's another thing. I'm sorry.
No, never mind. But I mean, no, from the religious perspective. Personally, what do you think? Is it fine, or like, what's your attitude? If you think it's good, why? If you think it's bad, why?
I believe it's bad because when someone died, they deserve to be buried, not burned or I don't know. I think other people find it very normal, but for me, I suppose it's really wrong.
Okay, so we shouldn't burn the body, like we should bury them.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much. And Hussein, what's your opinion about cremation? Do you think it's harmful for the nature when we burn dead bodies, or sometimes it can be even beneficial?
You mean a creation section, Miss?
Cremation, yes, number 14 here.
Number 14. Okay, let me check the word because it's a new word for me.
Oh, when you burn the dead body, that's cremation. In some nations, it's a belief that like it should be this way. In some nations, like they're absolutely against it.
Yeah, cremation. Okay. Okay. Now I catch a service at a place called cremation. Okay. I can't catch the word cremation.
When somebody
14 شفتيها؟
حرق الجثة صح؟
أيوة.
Berda, yeah. Cremation. As we know in our Islamic, it's not acceptable, but in the other cultures, it's okay for them. Like it's the culture of India. They are cremation. I don't know what's meaning of جثة. إيش معنى جثة?
Dead body.
Dead body.
Okay.
Dead body.
Dead body, right?
Yeah, so I will follow my religion, Islam. It's not acceptable, of course.
Yes, but do you think that it's also harmful for the nature? Like, imagine you have hundreds or thousands of people buried, like the smoke gets like, I don't want to say it evaporates, but like it kind of becomes the part of the air we are going to breathe in.
I'm sorry, but your voice not clear. Can I didn't.
Is it clear now? Can you hear?
Yes.
Okay, so when we burn, like from religious perspective, that's 100% clear. For the personal opinion, do you think like when we bury the dead body, whatever we bury, let it be wood, let it be, I don't know, piece of paper, whatever, a while later, it's going to be a part of the air that we are going to, breathe in. So if we bury all the dead body, like, do you think it will affect the air, like the air that we're going to breathe in?
As I know, yes, they affect, but not at the moment, but for the futures of here.
Yeah, like of course to some extent it will affect because like it's not one or two, like there are thousands of people dying every day. So if it happens all around the world all the time, it will change the like whatever is contained in the air, because we don't have only oxygen, we have different elements as well. So yeah, of course we are against. Next question will be about dementia. What do you think about dementia? What can cause this? Why do elderly people suffer from dementia? What can they do to avoid it, etc., etc.? Zaina, let's continue with you this time. Then Sasaba will say.
Dementia.
elderly people usually suffer from dementia?
Dementia that some people they are not have a clear mind or something like this.
It's like, you know, when you get older, you become
Mad.
forgetful. You can't remember things clearly. That's dementia.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
So the question is,
why does that happen? And is there anything we can do about it? Like, because usually elderly people suffer from this, tea or any kind of food or, you know, anything that can help elderly people.
nowadays, I think there are medicine or some of the recipes that prevent the dementia actually. And one of this, I read once article called about dementia, and medicine include the coconut. It's benefit to the elder people to keep their mind fresh and remember everything.
Okay, so you mean like medicine has developed, and with this with the certain medical treatment, or maybe like with the medicine or tablet they're going to get, they
Yes,
can heal or they can get rid of this dementia. Thank you so
yes.
much. And so, Sabel, what do you think about dementia? How does that happen? What's the reason? And is there any way to get rid of it?
I think, is it any similar to Alzheimer? I don't know.
Some sort of, but like Alzheimer, we consider as a kind of illness, but dementia, we consider like, you know, very, you know, when one thing is really common, nobody treats it, nobody considers it like illness. They're like, okay, that's normal. If everyone is sneezing, it's normal. But if nobody is sneezing, only two people start sneezing, we think those two people are kind of ill or sick or something. So dementia is more common. That's why like everyone treats like it's normal with the age, you know, like when you get older, etc.
Yeah,
So,
so the thing
but
that
the
I know
symptoms are
about
similar. Like you forget the things and so on.
so the thing I actually read about once that people develop Alzheimer in old age because of their young age habits or bad habits. And what is surprisingly that even small details cause that, because if you don't sleep well, if you don't eat well, or if you don't smoke, if you smoke, or if you do some bad habits, that can affect you and actually cause brain cells damage. So I think being healthy and having good hours of sleep and other things that I'm not sure of, but actually there should be more information about how to avoid Alzheimer and dementia in old age.
So your point is that it's not treated once you get it, but you can, you know, in English we say prevention is better than cure.
Yeah.
Like maybe when you get Alzheimer or when you have dementia, there may not be a way or treatment to treat this, but if you have a healthy way of living, you may make sure that you won't suffer from this in the future.
True.
Okay, and there's one more thing I wanted to share. There was one, like to support what you said, there was one kind of research, and as a result of this research, they revealed that those doing housework, like cleaning, washing, I don't know, cooking, this and that, like the rate is lower, like they are suffering from dementia less than the other people. Like housewives don't have problems like dementia or Alzheimer, but men usually suffer from it, and they related this to the housework, like the activities we do at home, like cooking, cleaning, this and that, because every time you have to remember the things, and we keep our brain cells active. That's why when we get older, if we still do, if we are involved in certain activities, we don't have this kind of illness or whatever. But those who have kind of lazy mind, in this case, yeah, they can suffer from that. But I don't know to what extent we can agree with this or not, but that was just one of the researches they had. Okay, thank you. And let's go on with the other page, where we talk about negative feelings. Okay, who can tell me? Maybe Hosseina this time. I want you to tell me about the person you have intense hatred for, like you loathe that person, like you cannot stand such people. What kind of people are they?
The one who is liar, the one who is gossip, the one who is when face you at the good face and he greeting you always, and when you are give your back, they are start to gossip with you and tell something bad about you.
Okay, so liars, gossipers, those who have the side talks. Yes,
Faces.
okay. Thank you. And what about you, Isabel? Which people do you loathe, like you hate intensely?
Well, for me, the people who pretend to be perfect from the outside, and they actually deep down, they're just not as good because, as Butena said, gossip, lie, and also give you that two-faced, you know. So that's my most hated people.
Okay. I agree with you because we have most kinds of harm coming from these gossips, rumors, and lies, of course. Okay. What is the recommendation? Imagine you are a psychologist or you are a close friend and you need to give advice to someone, maybe your close friend or your patient or whoever feels devastated or miserable. What would you do? What would you recommend to do?
Well, for me, if my friend was sad or going through depressing time, I will give her first emotional support because that's all I can do first, and acknowledge her feelings and actually support her and let her vent to me, and then I will start helping her, maybe forming a way to actually fix that situation or facing her troubles, the reasons why she actually suffering.
Would you let her cry and release these negative emotions, negative feelings, or would you try to like confuse her mind, like to involve her in different activities so that she doesn't even remember, she forgets this and that? Like,
Well,
would you help her to forget or to face?
well, for me, I don't believe that works because she needs to face what is making her sad. She needs to acknowledge that, and then she start actually maybe distracting herself, but not on the long run because that's very unhealthy.
So first she needs to release this negative energy, negative emotions, feeling. Then she needs to realize what happened, like to face the reality. And after that, she can just distract herself if she can't really solve the situation, right?
Yes.
Okay, thank you so much. And Hosseina, what about you? Now you're a psychologist, so you need to help your close friend who is devastated or miserable. What would you do?
Yes. Yeah, first, I start to contain her and understand what the real problem she's faced or he's faced, whatever, and try to support him, tell him a good and nice word to actually to can
Calm
uh,
down.
yes, come forward and try to deal with this problem in a good situation, um, and how to encourage her to stand to try to stand up again, and what we
So
say
you would
can
try to motivate, right?
to skip this problem actually.
Okay, you would give enough motivation so that he can continue with his life. Okay, thank you. And next question will be about ostentatious people, like people who love, showing off or being proud of what they have and so on. Maybe like cars, maybe, I don't know, like flats or the clothes, jewelry, whatever. So have you seen an ostentatious person or the person who like loves ostentatious displays? And if so, what have you done with these people? Like, how do you treat them? Tell us about that. Let's continue with you.
Yes. Well, for me, I definitely dislike this type of people. But for me, I never try to convince them or tell them that what they're doing is wrong, because in their heads they believe it's right, and they're trying to convince everyone with that. That's why they're faking all their reality, I suppose.
Yeah, so like since they are convinced themselves, it will be hard to change their mind, right?
Yes.
Okay, but when you have such people in your life, do you continue with them as they are, or do you just get rid of them, or do you, like, as I understood, you don't try to tell them that this is wrong or something like that, because you know that they're convinced with this, they won't change. So do you give up on them and leave them, or do you accept them as they are and keep them in your life?
Well, for me, if my close friend was like that, I will definitely tell her that what she's doing is wrong, because I care about her. And if she doesn't listen to me, what can I do? I will try to keep her around me, but actually keep mentioning that what she's doing is wrong. Maybe sometimes you will get convinced. I don't know.
Okay, so if this is a close person, you will try to show the right way. But if this is somebody that's not that close, in this case, like you would either give up on the person or you wouldn't even mention, right?
Well, I think so.
Okay. But what about you? Have you ever felt ostentatious? Like, have you ever felt like I want to show off or something? Because you know, from time to time it happens, especially I guess when girls get married or something, you know, they want to show and this and that. So do you remember any time that it happened to you, or never? Like you don't have such personality?
Well, in reality, no, but maybe in social media or in video games, maybe with friends that I've never met in actual real life. Maybe we do that actually for fun, but not
Yeah.
purposely to make other people to feel like they are lesser than the other person. It's
Yeah.
actually so harmful.
Yeah, and also like it's absolutely against the religion, because in the religion it says like try to be as humble as possible. Ostentatious displays will be the opposite of that. Right. Thank you so much. And Husseina, what do you think? Have you ever experienced such situations where people go for ostentatious displays, and how have you reacted?
Yes, ostentation for the ones who have the same level in front of you, it's okay. It's not a problem. But if it's to anchor someone or the one that less than you, and you are start to ostentation about him, this it's considered as a psycho actually.
Okay, so you don't like people that have ostentatious shows, ostentatious behavior, and so on, right?
Yep.
Drawing too much of the attention or showing off and so on. Okay, thank you. One more question. What about pompous people? You know, those that are like me all the time, like think that they're more important than others and so on. When they achieve something in life, like maybe it's just an ordinary position, but they consider it to be like too important or like too high or something. For example, once you become a head teacher, like, wow, I become a head teacher. Or once you become, I don't know, the head of one department, you think like you are the king of the planet or whatever. So with these pompous people, what do you do if you face them at work, at the university, here and there?
What's the word? Is Bombums mean that they are luxuries or luxurious people or they're stylish people? That this mean the pompous word?
Yeah, it's like when you think like you are, you know, more important, like you are holding a very important position. That's why, you know, you have to be respected and so on.
Yes, it's for me. It's no problem for that.
You can deal with such people, right?
Yeah.
I guess that's a special talent because personally I cannot tolerate them. That really annoys me.
Oh, really?
Yes, that's my weakness. When I see people being pompous, like for example, you're sitting together for a year or two, and suddenly they get the position and they become pompous. And I think like this is a very high position, this and that. I hate that actually. But it happens. It happens to most people, right? But it's really good that you can handle that because for me it's really difficult.
Yeah.
And for me, being humble is important. Being modest is important. When I see people not behaving that way, oh, I want to shoot them. That's
Oh,
my weakness. Okay. So generally, you can handle pompous people.
it's okay for me. No problem.
Okay, amazing. So Sabel, what about you? Are you as strong as Hosseina at dealing with such people, or as weak as me?
Well, for me, I'm same as you.
Sorry?
I'm same as you. I can't deal with this kind of people.
Yeah, like you feel irritated, right, when you see such people?
Yeah, it gets me really like mad.
Yes, me too. Okay, we'll stop with these pompous people here, and we'll have a break. After the break, we'll continue with the vocab. During the break, if you want, you can continue with the documentary that you didn't watch till the end, or you can read or watch something. And when we are back, you can share that one as well. Okay?
Okay.
Okay, I'll send the link after the break. See you.
Okay.